Welcome to Creating Comics Weekly. I'm Tyler Mann. The costume is... I fucked up already. Creating Comics Weekly. I'm Tyler Mann. And the comic is The Costume Shop. So I was gonna talk about storyboarding and preparation for artwork this week, but holy shit. Within the first week of the Kickstarter campaign, within the first 3 days, we hit the first goal, we hit the stretch goal, then we hit the second stretch goal. So, holy crap! I'm going to talk about the campaign itself, because I was not expecting any of this. I was expecting to hit the main goal at the very least. I was not expecting the campaign to progress so quickly. Right now it's sitting at $2,014 of the main goal of $1,125, which is insane. There was a lot of things that contributed to that, and I can't be entirely sure which one of them was the most impactful, but I did want to talk about it here just so that I can be as open as possible with all the backers, as well as give a bit of insights to anyone who's watching this to learn about running a Kickstarter campaign. So, when I did the first campaign, the main goal was about $750, which would go to paying a couple artists and getting the book printed. I didn't think about the fact that once I paid the artists, I wouldn't have money to purchase the books, because the campaign was to get money for the artists and let people sort of pre-order the book. But once I paid the artists for the first book, I didn't have any money to get the books printed and send them out to people. So with the first campaign, I actually lost a lot of money. And that was my own stupidity. I didn't plan and think that out properly. Someone mentioned to me afterwards, they're like, don't you have no money after you pay them? And I'm like, shit. So this time around, I made sure that all the bases would be covered. I have an outside company that is investing $250 towards the printing of the books. To print about 50 of these hardcover books, which that's about how many backers we have, about 45 or so, and then the extra couple ones that I would sell at conventions or put into the Silver Snail for anyone to buy as well. That's going to be about 50 books, and 50 of these 150 or 160 page books is going to cost about $900, which Blurb always has discounts. There's the volume discount of 25% that gets applied to any number over 40 books. And they're always running different discounts for like up to 40% off this number of books or higher. So that's going to be about $250 towards that $900, dropping down to about $500. So the rest of that is definitely going to be available through the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter has $1,000 that needs to go to the main two artists, which is Daryl Toe and Cran Flame. The rest of the money I'm paying myself to the rest of the artists, because the rest of the campaign is going to generate more revenue for when the book actually comes out and gets sold through the website, as well as any of the other goals that get achieved, such as, for example, the employee handbook, which is going to be another product that's available. So the money towards paying the extra artists I have absolutely covered. I have $75 in shipping credit through Canada Post, which is going to be used to purchase shipping labels so that I can send these books to you guys, or the physical backers. And the rest of the money I already have saved up in case there's any overflow. The problem being this campaign has all these goodies that are added on, like stickers and buttons, whereas I already have a lot of that kind of merchandise. If the extra stretch goals mean paying somebody else for more work, like artwork, or adding like an upgrade to the book, it's going to end up losing money. So the campaign is meticulously organized right now to minimize as much pricing for this book printing, as well as getting the rewards to you as cheap as possible, so that there's room to add on anything for the future. Already I'm looking at collector tiers to have a special kind of wrapping for the book. Vistaprint has already sent me stickers and handwritten cards that are going to be put into the packages as well. So everyone's definitely going to get more than they expected with this campaign. So thank you all of those backers on the campaign so far. Thank you so much. I was not expecting to fulfill the goal in the first 3 days. Now, why did the campaign hit the goal in the first 3 days? There's a lot of contributing factors. First one being Kickstarter featured it as a project they love. And that never happened the first time. What that does is it adds a little tag to your campaign, and anybody who comes to view comics, they get to see that sort of near the top as like a new and noteworthy kind of project or a campaign. So a lot of people were seeing this over other projects, which definitely helped out. However, that's not the highest amount of backers or the highest amount of money that was taken from the campaign. The second one being from Facebook. So I set up Facebook advertisements to maximize the amount of clicks. So once people clicked on the advertisement and went to the Kickstarter page, I would pay out money. Or I would have to pay money to Facebook. So I set it up for 1 week. It ended just the other day on the April 13th. And I had $35 that I spent on the advertisements, which resulted in about 100 or so clicks. Of that 100, about 20 of the backers from the campaign came from Facebook. And I'm able to see that because I set up referral tags, which is a little access token that gets added to the end of the project URL. So if someone backs the project after visiting this specific URL, I get the information that they originally came from this site. So Facebook has its own little referral tag, and then once it gets backed, the information gets sent to me that someone backed this from this referral tag, and I'm able to see that that was from Facebook. So I'm able to see from Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all the social media places that I posted on, and Facebook has the highest one. The other thing being, I set up advertisements through For Affinity, which was about the same price, $35, and those would get displayed at the top and the bottom of specifically not safe for work or inappropriate content images on For Affinity. They would see the campaign and the option to click on it. And once again, For Affinity only translated to about 5 or 6 of the 45 backers, but from what I can see, the highest one was Facebook. The campaign was funded because of the Projects We Love tag being added on, which thank you Kickstarter for featuring it. No idea why this is a project you love, but I'm glad to see that nonetheless. So because the Kickstarter featured it, people coming from Facebook specifically backed the project and helped it reach its goal. And then from there, we got more continued backers coming in because it reached its goal, and now they're able to see they can get more rewards. So that's fantastic to see. The final question of this episode is, how's the project coming along? Fantastically. Because I know we already hit our goal, I can start telling the artist Crown Flame and Daryl Toe to get to work on their comics. Daryl Toe already completed them, so he actually, there was an extra page I didn't know about for one of the comics, so there's actually 10 pages of comics, 5 for one of them, 5 for the other, because he contributed 2 separate bonus comics. Crown Flame is working on their art as well as the other 2 artists, other 3 artists, Hawkenstein, Thomas Kiernan, and Cruel Seasons. They're all working on their projects now. We've already hit that stretch goal for Weird at Midnight to draw a bonus comic, and I've already sent the voting form to all the backers. So be sure to check the backer updates, because there's a special link that you're going to need to click, and I'll put it down at the bottom of the video. So they're going to get to vote on the characters as well as the theme of the comic. And the theme would relate to, like, whether it's going to be monsters eating people, if it's going to be like tentacles and shit. So they're all voting on that. Once it's voted for, there's a large majority. I'm going to be writing the bonus comic, and then Weird at Midnight will be drawing it. So we're all already set up for that. The employee handbook bonus book that's going to get added on, the price of that is only about $2-3 to manufacture, so that's easy to get printed and then send out as well, and also sell in person at conventions. And that is about a 24-page book that is about this size. I'm using the Loud on Planet X book as an example, their art book, because it is the exact same size. It's a 5x8 trade book with a soft cover, and it's about 24 pages long, so that's about the size of the book compared to the main hardcover that they're going to get. So that book is being written. There's about 10 pages that are done so far and written. Some of it needs to be custom drawn. For example, like the map of the costume shop needs to be completely drawn from scratch since that doesn't exist yet. As well as any of the other content that's in there. It's going to be ready fairly quickly, especially by the end of when the campaign is done. There's one more page that needs to be illustrated, which is the last page of Chapter 4. Those pages are still going up weekly on Tapastic, and they're available right now through Patreon subscribers or patron backers. So one more page left in Chapter 4. A lot of people are asking, is that the end of it then? No, there is so much more. The costume shop easily has another 6 or 7 chapters after it. And considering it took 4 years to do about 4 chapters, then you got a lot of content coming over the next couple of years. I do want to focus on other projects, specifically the stage adaptation of the costume shop for October, as well as another secret musical project that I'm working on for a video game company. So I do want to finish those projects before I work on anything else with the costume shop, but the next chapter is being written right now as well, so there's a lot to look forward to. With this book, all these little pink fringes on the side are things that I need to fix, and that's basically what the proof of the book is for. So anything that I feel didn't look right or needs to be changed, or dialogue or colors, for example, it's hard to see the mud monster on this page. So the color needs to be fixed and I need to go back and look at that. That's what all these little yellow fringes are for on the side of the book. So I have quite a bit of work to do still too. The artists have quite a bit of work, but the campaign's going really well. I think there's 20 days left at the time that I'm filming this, and plenty more stretch goals to go, including I'll draw a bonus comic with you, the backers, and I'm going to open up a special backer tier. I did this for the first comic and it was kind of fun. I'm not sure what the idea of this new one would be, but if we hit that goal, then I'm gonna get to work on that. There's also the Backer's Choice comic that Daryl Tone Crown Flame will also do, which will add in even more pages to the book. So this baby will be about 170, 180 pages probably by the end of it. And Silver Snail is all set to go whenever we get the books to do either an event in the store where I sit and sign for anybody who came in, or there's going to be a setup for the costume shop books that you can purchase. I'm looking into other comic stores as well, so there's a lot of stuff to do, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have all the time to do it, but I'm going to do my best. Book recommendations this week. As usual, go through Character Mentor, the webcomics handbook. I'm going to throw in Figment and Figment 2, which is a Marvel Disney comic based on the Disney Epcot ride called Journey into Imagination with Figment. Jim Zub, who is the writer of this book, was a teacher at the college that I went to, Seneca in Toronto. So that's really cool. He's going to be a TCAP again. He's already signed book 1. I'm getting him to sign book 2. Figment is a great book, even if you haven't been on the ride at Disney. Read the book. It's so fantastic. The art is amazing, and just the character development of the character of Dreamfinder and Figment is awesome. So check those books out. If you have a comic or a project that you're working on, use Creating Comics Weekly in the title of the video. Talk about your comic, talk about it, show people what the pages look like, show them concept art. Get feedback, because that's the most helpful part of when you're creating a story. So use Creating Comics Weekly. Try and do maybe 4 videos in a month like I'm doing here. It doesn't take that long to film a video like this, throw it together and upload it onto YouTube. So go and be creative. Hope you guys enjoy the costume shop, and thanks to all the backers. This has been Creating Comics Weekly. I'm Tyler Mann. The comic is The Costume Shop, and I'll see you next week.